and Courtright have two different versions of the Cloud Chaser jacket made by Ruffwear. Now, you can notice some varying differences between the two jackets, can't you, Courtright? Courtright's has a flat, soft shell material. It's got a smoother texture to it. It's very flat. Now, with the jacket that Jax is wearing, it is a ripstop style soft jacket. Both are soft jackets, and both are going to stop a lot of water and rain and snow and keep the dog dry. But this is more of a... Now, the reflective piping on Jax's jacket is a little bit thinner. It's a little bit smaller, and it's not quite as flat as it is on Courtright's jacket. Yeah, how you doing, buddy? If you look at the difference between the two jackets side by side, the one that Courtright's wearing in gray and the one that Jax is wearing in green, you can see a little bit of a difference between the newer and the older models. One of the things you'll also notice in Jax's newer version of this jacket is the trim. Now, when you look at the trim that comes around the collar for the dog, it's actually double stitched. Now, in the older version, it was single stitched. So there was a problem with this trim eventually just ripping off. Putting it on the dog, taking it off, it made it a lot of wear. It put a lot of wear on the older version. So it's kind of nice that they use double stitch trim on this version of the jacket. Now, one of the things about the newer jacket, and the same thing with the older jacket that I don't like, is the zipper. If you look at the zipper, you can see that this reflective pull tab, I kind of, popped the knot of it off. And you can see how small this tiny little zipper is for this large jacket. Now, it doesn't matter whether it's a large, a medium, or a small, this is a tiny zipper. Now, when I compared it with the older jacket, the zipper is the same size, and I think that's the one weakness in the Ruffwear jacket, because taking this on and off is difficult. You've got a large dog or even a small dog, you're trying to get it zipped up, it makes it difficult because the zipper is just too small. Now, Courtright has the older version of the Ruffwear Cloud Chaser jacket, and as you can see, it's a soft hand material. Now, this trim that goes around is actually a high wear area, believe it or not. And this jacket has actually been stitched up several times. If you notice, the thread used on the trim isn't the same color as the jacket itself. It's because I've had it repaired several times. Now, that's kind of a problem, at least it has been for this older jacket, because the jacket is in fairly good shape. I've had it for about 3 or 4 years, and I want to be able to last at least a couple more years, particularly on Courtright. So if you look at this older jacket, you can see that the reflective piping is flat. Now, that makes it easier to see at night, particularly if you have a flashlight or a headlamp.
Well, nighttime use of the Ruffwear Cloud Chaser is pretty good. The reflective piping shows up real well in light. Kind of makes it hard to lose your dog at night.
So I actually like this in the older version much better because it actually is wider. If you can measure it, I believe it's about maybe a 16th or even an 18th longer. That is a difference when you're looking for your dog in the dark. Now, the great thing about this jacket is that it flaps over the zipper, which means you're not going to be getting that much rippage and brush damage to the zipper, which is great. However, the downside to this jacket is that the zipper is a stress area, particularly if you have a dog that's getting bigger and heavier as they age. It's only single stitch. This needs to have a nice significant double stitch, or for that matter, even a bar tack. Once again, in the old version of the jacket, it's got a very small zipper. It's kind of hard to get to, and it's got this little lanyard tab right here. And to be honest, I don't like that. If if you're putting a jacket on your dog, it's because your dog needs to stay warm and you want to be able to put it on your dog. Well, you can't when the zipper is only that long. That's a very short zipper pull. Now I know they're trying to look for a lightweight jacket and keeping components and prices down. I get that. But what they should really do is get a zipper, at least with the pull. The zipper, the little metal pull right here. Make one twice the size that this is so that it's good to hang on to, because this little piece of nylon isn't easy to hang on to. It's actually quite difficult. So putting it on and taking it off aren't exactly the easiest. Now, the inside of the new jacket is pretty much the same as the old. It's a rather soft-faced fleece. That way it doesn't rub up against the dog. One thing I have noticed, particularly with Jax, is that how thick the seams are tend to rub in his coat. So it's not actually that bad, but when I take the jacket off, I can see a definitive line that matches the line in the jacket in his fur, so that's kind of a unique thing. Also, this has a tag. Now, the older version didn't have so much a tag, as it just had this, little dogs on the go and the size. Neat thing about this tag is it allows you to put the dog's name on it, so that's kind of nice. Now, the underside of the jacket is pretty much just a stretchy fleece. I don't know, it may be a power stretch fleece. It's what I tend to believe it is, because it has a similar smoother hand to it with a nice soft inner side. We look at COAR's jacket, same kind of thing. Soft inner, smooth outer. So I believe that's probably a power stretch. Now, I was talking earlier about the fact that I had to have the old jacket repaired. You can see the stitching does not match the trim. And once again, that's a problem because it was single sewn. It was not double stitched. Now, like I showed you when it was on the COAR, it's got a very smooth hand. I don't necessarily know if that's a difference so much as it's merely, who's producing it for Ruffwear. When you look at the new version, you can see that it's clearly double stitched. And that's exactly what you want. That's a definite upgrade in the quality of the Ruffwear Cloud Chaser jacket. Just like in the other version, you have the logo and you have a little lanyard loop for like a blinker or a light. Like I said, this has kind of a ripstop nylon soft shell material. And to be honest, I don't know if there's really a difference between the two. Yeah, the Ruffwear Cloud Chaser is definitely a great jacket for these guys.